Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back to our series on Phoenix LiveView. Now, there's been some quite big updates with Phoenix LiveView. And for one is that they brought back a feature which I really loved before, which was that you could actually get the parameters passed in from the router. And so we're actually going to update our app to use that new style. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, the first thing is that we need to actually update to use the latest version of Phoenix, which is 1.4.12. And of course, we need to bump our version of Phoenix LiveView to 0.6.0. We run our mix deps git to update. And the other thing we need to do is that Floki, our testing library, has also been updated. And there's some API changes, so we also need to change that too. So mix deps update, I believe it's called Floki. There we go. And one more thing we need to do, which was, of course, every single time we update, we need to also push our JavaScript updates. So we install Phoenix LiveView force. There we go. That's our latest version. And now we go to the really interesting part. So first thing is that we can just run our test to make sure everything's kind of working. And as we should see in here, we have some deprecations. So it used to be that you just pass in the session and the socket. Well, now they've actually added in the parameters. So this is how we can get to our router params. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make quite some big changes. So I'm going to walk you through step by step. First one is I'm going to go ahead and go to my router. And I'm going to move all these back, except for the index. So we have live users ID show. Sorry, users ID edit. So we need our user edit first. Live users ID. This is going to be our user show. So we only have this one in there for right now. Now this is going to change quite a bit. We have to actually update our templates and so forth. So the first thing, let's go ahead, let's just go through our code. So within our user edit, the first thing we need to change is here. So this is no longer going to be user ID, it'll just be ID, and we don't need to pass in this session anymore. So we can get that from the parameters. And the final thing we need to do is, instead of going to this one, we need to have the hello live view web show user. And it's going to be the live path. Let's see, this one should be okay. We'll be running our test just to make sure in case I forgot something. The next one is we go to our index. Let's see, we need to make sure that we handle our session. So our params, which we don't use. Let's see, anything else interesting? Shouldn't be. This all looks good so far. Again, we'll check and test. So here's our user new. This is fine, we don't need either one, but we still need to pass in the params. This one should be directing to user path index, that's fine. our user row. This one we need to update the paths very quickly. So live path for both the showing and the edit. This will be hello live view web. This is the show, so user show. And let's copy this one, paste here. User edit. Let's see anything else. Hopefully not. Okay, this looks okay. And finally our user show, which should be rather straightforward. Again, we don't need the user part. This is our parameters, so we don't need anything here about the session. This one all looks okay. Now here comes the fun part. We can check all of our work. So if we run the test, we have a couple of failures. Mostly it's probably going to be related to the user path helpers, because now we have to use live path again. So let's just go ahead, let's run through all of our tests, make sure we're doing okay. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and use what we used to use before, where we pass in the view. We got this part. So now when we go to edit, pass in the view. This one is the live path. Let's see. So this one's also live path. But this is the show. So it should be hello live view web user show. Okay. This one again, view. And live path. And what else do we have? Again, same live path. Copy, paste, view. We do our famous copy paste again. There we go. Let's check the index. User path index. This is good because we're not using a live path for that one. But this one we are using, so this is the show. So this one should be hello live view web user show. And not the user path, but the live path. Let's see, this one so far looks okay. User show, user new, live path. Looks good. This one, use our typical hello live view. Sorry, let's copy paste it from over here. Live path, view, live path. Let's just paste them all at once. And the view. There we go. Now let's go ahead, let's run our test. So we have 7 failures before, and now just 1 failure. Let's see what we have over here. So it looks like the redirection has kind of changed. So let's see what we have removed. It's interesting. Seems there's some changes in the redirection, so that's very interesting. User path, redirect, topic. That's very interesting, okay. So we do get a ref, we do get all this stuff. Okay. It's very interesting. Let me just run that again just to make sure none of one's off, okay. Yeah, see if this will work. Hello live view web user show user show. So it looks like I have a typo. Okay, let's check again. There we go. So just a simple typo. Okay, so here's how we can update our app to use the latest version of Phoenix LiveView, and now we can have much less complicated code. Now, because we removed all that code, we can actually go to, you see all this stuff over here. We actually don't even need this stuff anymore. We can just totally just remove all this code, because now we can go straight into there. There we go. So now we actually made things much more simple. So this is Alan from Plangora. Please subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi. Please feel free to ask us any questions about Elixir, Flutter, or anything else in programming. Here's our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll answer your questions every Friday. Ya mantai ke dak man all. Yo wenti ji da wen wo.